Listen, we got a car video today. That's number one. But one thing I wanted to talk about, man, is why most men can't achieve a good physique, man. And the reason this intrigues me specifically is because I've been training people for so long. And when I first started training people, I always wondered, like, what is holding people back from getting the best physique that they can? What is the real issue? Like, how much is genetics? How much is the workouts? How much is just their mindset? How much of it is their environment? I've always like wondered questions. I'm like, yo, why the hell does everyone want to be lean? Everyone has a goal to be lean. Everyone has a physique goal, but most people cannot reach it. What is holding them back from reaching it? So today we're going to go through exactly what holds most people back. So I will say number one is going to be comfort addiction, right? A lot of men these days are living a soft life, right? They DoorDash shit. They order shit on Amazon. They don't like discomfort, and they don't really deal with discomfort physically, throughout their day-to-day life, right? They go to McDonald's drive-thru. That's how they get their food. They sit at home all day, whether they work from home or they have an at-desk job. And at work, if they have like an office, they're eating donuts. They're eating what they enjoy. They're getting dopamine hits from food, from video games, from various different things. They're not locking in. They're not having that discomfort. Every time they go to the gym, they're like, oh, I don't like going to the gym. It hurts. All that goofy shit. They don't like pain. They don't like discomfort. And when you're afraid of discomfort, right, all the progress that most people want, all the progress that you will get, all the results that most people want comes from being discomfort, out of your comfort zone, right? And a lot of people don't want to get out of that comfort zone. And they're very, very dedicated to staying in that comfort zone. There's a lot of people who they're like, man, I was going hard, but Chick-fil-A, they had a sale and I had some points, so I had to do it. They just can't get out of that comfort, right? And the thing is, like, when you are constantly doing the same shit over and over, right? When you're constantly doing the same shit over and over, expecting different results, that's obviously insanity. But a lot of times, the longer you spend doing what you're doing, the more you're solidifying that habit. So the more you order DoorDash, the more you play video games and eat pizza, the more that you're going to be used to that. And that's going to be, obviously habitual. Getting out of that is going to take a lot of discomfort because that's what you're used to. And that's the habits that you've built up. All right. Another thing is too many people chase this goofy shit called motivation. All right. People do stuff when they're motivated. Like I always tell you guys, motivation is an emotion. It's like being sad or happy. Am I sad sometimes? Am I happy sometimes? Yeah, it is what it is, but it goes up and down. That doesn't dictate what I do on a daily basis, because if it did, I'd be fat as shit like everybody else, right? And that's exactly, like I said, why a lot of people can't get that physique they want, because they're like, whoa, I just saw a picture of this dude in the NFL. He looks great. I want to look like him. They'll say things like that, right? So for about 2 weeks, they go hard in the gym. They might do some extra cardio, right? And then they're like, you know what? I don't know. I don't feel like going this week. Maybe I'll take a week off. And then they take that week off, they go back to the old habits, and before you know it, it's a year later and they're back in their old habits. You see what I'm saying? They're not locking in, they're not making a decision to change. Like, a decision and a choice are different things. Like, if you make a choice to do something, that's based on emotion. When you make a decision, that means no matter what, you're cutting off all other options and you are going to lock in and stay focused on that. So for example, if I'm 15% body fat and I'm like, yo, I'm going to get down to 10, that is a decision I'm making. I will get down to 10 no matter what. All right, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get down to 10% because I said I would. And I made a decision to do that. And I'm going to stay locked in on it. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't have that ambition. A lot of people don't have that mindset. And that's a huge issue. Hold on, let me fix this. That's a huge issue. A lot of people don't have that mindset. And it's like, you're not going to get to your goals until you realize that, okay, no matter how I feel, I have to show up. That is one of the biggest things. Consistency is going to be your best friend. It'll build the habits that you need, because when shit gets hard, when motivation leaves, you fall to the level of your systems. So if you give yourself enough time, if you're consistent enough and you build good habits, then you'll fall to the level of your systems and your systems will be locked in, right? Like, if I run out of motivation, which happens all the time, if I run out of motivation, or I feel tired, or I feel sad, or I feel mad, whatever I feel like, it doesn't matter, because guess what? When I'm on autopilot, since I've built it up over time, I'm going to make my ground beef, make some eggs, right? That's going to be my dinner with some sweet potato or some regular potato. That's going to be my dinner. All right. I'm still going to go to the gym. Still going to drive to the gym. Nothing's going to change. All right. Simple, simple, simple. Another thing is people don't pace themselves. And I see this shit all the time. Like, people don't pace themselves. They think that because they're serious about their journey, they deserve results fast. That's not how it fucking works. I don't care how you feel right now. Your feelings won't change science. And people have to realize that shit. A lot of people are like, you don't understand, like I'm so serious this time. I don't give a shit. Neither does science, neither does results. Put in the work and be consistent with it. It's still gonna take a long, it's still gonna take time to lose the fat. But a lot of people, they spent 10 years not being serious about it. Now they have type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure. Now they're sluggish. Now they're 100 pounds overweight because they ate 350,000 extra calories over that time period, because that's how you gain 100 pounds of fat. You're not gaining that shit by accident. All right. You worked your ass off for it. So they're like, you know what? I want to lose this 100 pounds in the next 3 months. I'm serious about it. You're not losing it in 3 months. All right. But you can lose it in a year, which is a miracle. All right, sorry, I saw some ass in my rear view. I was like, what the fuck? Anyways, you couldn't lose it in 1 year. That would be a miracle. That's 1/10 of the time it took you to gain it. All right, so you have to realize, just like it took you a long time to lose the fat, to gain the fat, it's gonna take you at least a little bit of time to, to lose that fat. All right. Now, I'm not saying that's a lot of time, because in my opinion, it's really not a lot of time. Because if it took you, in my opinion, if it takes you, realistically, if it takes you 10 years to gain the weight and you can lose in that's 1/10 of the time, that's insanely fast. All right. Now, another thing is people don't track progress. If you're not tracking your progress, you really don't know what the fuck you're doing. All right. A lot of people, they get obsessed with that initial weight loss that they get, which is going to be water weight, and which can be muscle. But they're so focused on the scale. They're like, oh my God, I did so good. I feel great. This journey makes me feel good. Oh my God, I love it. And then they stop tracking, right? Well, they were never tracking in the first place. So then, later down the road, when they stop losing specifically weight, they're like, wait, why am I not losing weight anymore? Well, they weren't tracking their calories. They weren't tracking their strength in the gym. So they don't know if they're losing fat or muscle, right? Because what a lot of people don't realize is if you're losing strength in the gym, you're losing fucking muscle. All right. If you're cutting and you're losing significant strength in the gym, you're definitely losing muscle. All right. Just because the weight goes down on the scale doesn't mean it's a good thing. That's number one. They weren't tracking their waist either. So they could be losing, weight, but their waist is going up or staying the same, which means they're losing muscle as well. So it's very important to track your waist size, your weight, how much you're lifting in the gym. Those things are significantly important. And then your body fat percentage as well. You can lose 10 pounds and go up in body fat because you lost 6 pounds of muscle and 4 pounds of fat. I see this shit all the fucking time. All right. So it's very, very important that you're tracking so you know exactly how much you're losing, or you know whether or not you're losing what you want to lose. Because if you're trying to be quote unquote aesthetic, you shouldn't be losing muscle. You should be losing majority fat. All right. And you should be maintaining your muscle mass. If you just want to lose weight, that's a whole different goal. All right. Losing weight and losing fat, two different goals. Now, another thing is a lot of people, when it comes down to it, people don't have any standards, right? Now, the funny thing is, a lot of times I see out of shape people say stuff like, oh, I'm a picky eater. Clearly not. You're fat as shit. That's number one. Number two, they'll say stuff like, nah, man, I don't even eat fast food. I could just look at their stomach. I'm like, you need some fast food to get it that fucking big. All right. So that's what they say. What they do is a whole different thing. All right. That's why I call it feminine behavior, when grown men say one thing and do another. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, they'll be like, man, I don't eat fast food. Yes, you do. When's the last time you ate fast food? Well, yesterday, but you look like you eat fast food every day. And yesterday makes sense. I believe that because look at you. Right. And your standards are the bare minimum you're willing to accept. All right. So when you make your standards like, I don't eat fast food, I don't eat fast food. If I eat out, best believe it's going to be some kind of steak. It's going to be some kind of potatoes. All that shit's going to fit in my macros. It's not really that big of a deal, right? Or if I go to Chipotle, I'll get double chicken, which I usually get, that's pretty common. I'll get some double chicken or something like that, which is going to keep me within my macros as well. It's very simple shit, right? Or if I'm not getting double chicken at Chipotle, I'll just pick up some Core Power and I'll get, a legendary Pop-Tart at the gas station. It's very simple shit. It's really not that difficult. You see what I'm saying? But you guys don't have those standards. A lot of people are like, man, I'm hungry, so let me go to Wendy's. And then you guys go to Wendy's. Man, I'm hungry, so let me go to McDonald's. Let me go to Taco Bell. Before you guys say you don't go to Popeyes, but you're fat, you're lying, because I see those lines are full all the time. When I'm going to the gym, I see those lines are full all the time. They're full in 2025. They're full in 2024. They're full in 2016. They're going to be full in 2026. It is what it is. So actually raise your standards. All right. Another thing is, a lot of people don't want to be judged. They fear judgment, right? And in reality, when you are going on your journey, everyone at work is going to judge you. They're going to be like, why are you eating this? Why are you eating that? They're going to be, picking at what you're eating, kind of making fun of you, that kind of thing. But also, people don't want to look like they're putting in a lot of effort, right? They want to make it look like it's natural, because it's not cool to put in effort. You know what I mean? Or it's like, because if you are meal prepping, tracking your meals, and people see you going in, they're like, why are you trying so hard to lose fat? Because fat is dangerous and it's like the #1 killer in America. That's why, right? But people don't take that shit seriously. All right. And another thing is, like, a lot of people, when they feel uncomfortable, when people at work make them feel uncomfortable, they end up self-sabotaging, and then guess what? They go right back to their old habits. Then guess what? They're back to fat. And probably the most important thing is going to be the identity portion of it. Like, you can stay in your current identity and do, lean things. That's not going to make you lean. You won't be lean until you are lean mentally, until you think lean. All right. Because yes, you can be fat and think lean. And if your identity is the leanest version of yourself, eventually you'll get lean. But you can't think fat and be lean. All right. Now, you can think fat and do lean things. But if you continue to think fat, you're going to be fat. How you think is what you do. It's very, very simple. Like, if you think negatively, you're going to do negative shit. You're not doing positive shit. If you think positively, you're going to do positive shit. It's that simple, guys. So those are the main reasons I see people aren't lean. So if one of these are you and you resonate with it, lock in, realize it, write it down, and then overcome it and get lean, man. It's 2025. No reason not to be lean. Lock the fuck in.